having a beautiful morning here on day 3. You know, journeys like this, maybe the TAT in particular, everybody has their own reasons for doing it. I think the thing that drew me in originally was, hey, dirt bikes and long distance. But I think there's something that's really changed for me is it allows you to step squarely into the uncertain. You know your path, thank you Sam Carrero, but you don't know the conditions. So you don't know where you're going to end up every night. You don't know where you're going to sleep. You don't know where you're going to eat. You don't know what conditions you might have that bring comfort or hardship. Weather and trail conditions. All of that to me is very exciting. Love that a lot. I think that's the part that I like the best. You don't know what's around the next corner, and we are in pursuit of that discovery. I find it just to be fascinating. And of course, hey, that all comes wrapped on a dirt bike, and it's good to be back doing that again. So we love it. Everything about this trail has been a great time. Can't wait to get some more. This is a lovely forest in here, just beautiful. You can see they've had some real washouts from rain in here. So mostly clay, and I can imagine if it was very wet, this would be a mess to come through. So we have a good day to travel this. Some evidence of moisture here and there, but for the most part, this is very solid. And these, as we've been talking about, these tires, very sure-footed. Really been loving them. Much more predictable. Beautiful forest. I guess the only shame is we don't get to stay in one place long enough to enjoy some of this. We'll take what enjoyment we can from it, continue on. I would say the second reason that I'm very interested in taking this trip is the potential of meeting people. Everybody has a story. We don't get to hear them very often, so we do hope we get to run across some people. We did see some what appear to be TAT riders this morning go past our camp. They were riding some larger machines, more street oriented, but they were decked out, looked like they were probably riding. We have yet to encounter anybody that's on the trail. So anyway, meeting people, that's another reason to really enjoy this, looking forward to this trip. The third thing I like about the trip is the test of the human and the machine. It'll be interesting to see how they both hold up over multiple days, which is one of the reasons that we decided to take this all in one go as opposed to stages. Is that we've never really experienced time away from the ordinary, not ordinary, but the aspects of life that require our time. And so doing 6 weeks is going to be interesting. So it'll be very fascinating to see how we respond to it beyond 10 days. the fourth thing I like about this trip in particular is the obvious thing that a person might think about when you hear about riding the TransAmerica Trail is dirt bikes. Love riding dirt bikes, and I also very much enjoy minimalism. You know, getting through life and events with the smallest amount of things that you have to bring with you, and this offers all of that. And I like tent camping. I like being close to dirt and spending some time away from some of these other things that we enjoy. I've told you before that I'm super thrilled we got to do this together.
Oh man, I'm so glad for the invite.
It's a highlight for me. It's the sixth reason I like this trip is who I'm doing it with.
Yeah. People have asked why we do this, and we've come to a number of reasons. Scott has his listed out 1 through 6. I don't know if I have mine listed out, but the biggest thing, the reason that we do this, or the reason I have done this, any of you people that know me know that I love street bikes. One of my good friends, Bruce Tashy, him and I, we've been hitting multiple different street bikes along, and so, but I started out gravel in dirt, and look at the little dam.
Oh, hey.
Hey guys.
Terrific.
Yeah. So it just came a time where I just felt like I needed to really recenter myself, kind of get my priorities back in order to look back and see exactly what it is that Jack needs to do. So, and at this point in time, this just seemed like the perfect thing. Second of all, I love the challenge. And so this is, I mean, come on, riding 6,000 miles across the country in dirt and tar on a bike, that's right up my alley. Another reason is my father was one that, when he retired at 65, shortly afterwards, he was, and he always had many cardiac issues. So when he retired, he never really got to spend his retirement the way that he wanted to. Between his heart and lung cancer, and it just seemed like he didn't get his goals accomplished that he wanted. I don't want to see that happen to me as well. So it's just another component of why coming out here gives me the opportunity to just say, hey, now's the time and the place, and let's do it. Along with that,
there's an additional item that we both share, and that is very intriguing to cross the country. The thought of crossing the country from a perspective we've never seen before. So normally we're out on, you know, interstates and highways of all kinds and street signs, and you're just kind of seeing the front stage, right? So going across the country, basically the whole thing is a detour. Things you would avoid actually in your normal days, your normal vehicles. Really intriguing. So we're getting to see the country as opposed to just pass through it.
Right. Many of us have traveled the country, we've seen it by interstates. But we all know that we've had times where you look at something, you see a trail or you see something, you go, oh, I wonder where that goes. That's what we're living out. We pass through, we see the country, now we're really experiencing the country, see what it has to offer.
That's right, and it's not to take away from the other style of travel. My wife and I just recently completed traveling to all of the Supercross races. We did that in the 21 season, and we did all but the first 6 in the 22 season. And that's certainly running through the country, but super fun. Big thank you to Feld and Sean Brennan, who I got to know on those trips. Very grateful that they put on Supercross and Monster Truck, if you like that. So it's really great to travel to all the events, kind of follow the circuit. Great traveling. And there again, it was about the people you meet. I mean, the racing's great, of course, but it's the people you meet that really make that special.
I think that's a thing that we're trying to capture too, is it's not just about us, it's about the people that we meet along the way as well.
Right, and that's why we talk about tales from the trail. It's not our tales. Certainly we have a tale to tell, but that's really not the point. From our perspective, it's trying to find out what tales we can get. Now, what we've found to be very interesting is that people are willing to tell their story. We have, both on this trip and before, you can approach somebody and ask them, you know, what they're doing, or you know, what's important to them, or what they enjoy, what they're doing today. They all seem most of them seem very willing to share that, and the stories that come out are fantastic.
And we don't approach them, they actually approach us. It's the bikes that bring it on.
Now careful on this downhill, Jack, and it's kind of loose. It'd be easy to slide off the cliff.
Yep.
So mind your speed.
I was just thinking about the one guy who was saying he went up Imogene, but coming down, he
Chuck.
had to reconsider.
Yeah.
Chuck, yes.
Yeah, he didn't like the downhill on that heavier bike. And I can certainly appreciate how that could be a challenge. It'll be more than enough of a challenge on these for us. We're flatlanders.
Yep.
I will say I'm happy to have a lighter bike. I had considered heavier bikes. I had a question come in about the reason why I may have selected the 350 KTM EXCF over the 500. And really, again, pick the bike you want, right? It's just make it your own. For me, the difference was I wanted the best trail bike, something that's really nimble and it's riding I enjoy very much. The 500, of course, would have better power and speed on the highways to run with people, but this has plenty of power, more than I could. You know, it serves up a full meal, and I don't eat the whole plate. So, great bike, happy with the choice, very light. I was going to go with the 300 initially, same bike as Jack, and then I learned that this one was, you know, 60 or 70 pounds lighter, and I got old bones, right? It's nice to not have to pick up as much, so I'm enjoying the nimble feel of this bike.
Having drug him through that tree event, I'll have to admit, his bike is substantially lighter, especially packed, than the 300.
So, you know, the big difference is when it comes down to things you like, you got to also consider how much you want to spend. So this one's over double the price, but at least for me, it was worth the investment to just shed the weight and have a bike that's coming more from a dirt experience than a road. But both very capable. You'd be happy with either one, I imagine. A bit about the reasons why we've chosen to ride the TAT or other things like this. We would love to hear your comments. Love to hear your reasons for hitting the trail. Look forward to your comments.